Gary Brecka's back, and he's talking more bullshit about your mitochondria. This is a short one, guys. I'm just pulling up a tweet, or I guess it's an X now, from our friend Gary Brecka. By the way, Gary, whenever you want to debate, like the two that you've already pulled out of, I'm here. Gary says, Saturday energy boost. Try a cold shower. It shocks your mitochondria awake. Man, I'm so glad we're all taking cold showers now to shock our mitochondria awake. What the? No, I can't even. What the? But Dr. Norton, what does he mean? Shock your mitochondria awake? Elementary, my dear Watson. He made that up. This is a very popular trend amongst influencers like Gary Brecka. They take a word that they know mitochondria. We all learned it's the powerhouse of the cell back in high school biology. And they sprinkle in a bunch of random bullshit around it, and people go, nah, he said mitochondria. He's smart. He knows mitochondria. No, he's not smart. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Are you kidding me? Shocks your mitochondria awake? Let's see here. No, hell no. No, still no. No. If your mitochondria were asleep or not awake or whatever the he's talking about, guess what would happen? You would just die. Wow. You know why? Because you need this thing called ATP. That is adenosine triphosphate. That is your body's energy currency. That is the energy currency of the cell. That is what powers these reactions in your cell and your entire body. Guess how that's made? A process called oxidative phosphorylation, which is driven by compounds generated in the Krebs cycle, which occurs in the mitochondria. If your mitochondria were asleep, you would just die. And how does a cold shower, like, what? How does anyone take this guy seriously? This is where we're at in 2025. If you still follow this guy and believe the stuff he says after something like this, I don't know if you're an idiot, but you could dress as one for Halloween. You could fool people into thinking you're an idiot. I'm not sure if you're an idiot, but you could certainly pass as one. I don't know. I told myself I would be kinder and gentler in 2025. We're almost in 2026, and I'm angry. I'm very angry because this has, as of when it was sent to me, 363,000 views. So I just honestly, I don't know. I'm questioning whether or not our species will make it another 100 years. If you believe that a cold shower is going to affect your mitochondria in any way, I just don't know what to tell you. There's no evidence it does that. And again, if your mitochondria were asleep, you'd be dead. You'd just be dead. This is like when Gary said that, what happens when you have no sugar in your bloodstream? And I'm like, I know what happens. You're dead. You're dead. Where are all these people dying because their mitochondria fell asleep? Where are all these people dying with no sugar in their bloodstream? This guy has gotten a platform literally by saying the dumbest I've ever seen. And I think it says something about our culture and, quite frankly, about our species. And I'm just going to quote the late great George Carlin, who said, think about how dumb the average person is, and then realize that half of the people are dumber than them. And I'll also quote another comedian, the great Jeff Foxworthy, who said that idiots should just have to have signs on so that people know they're an idiot. Gary, here's your sign.